These are the thinnest cookies I have ever baked in my life. So I recently came across a recipe on TikTok that has over 1 million likes and like 10 million views. And I'm like, how have I never seen this recipe before? And I actually am craving some chocolate chip cookies. I've been making a lot of cakey, thicker cookies. And this cookie looks very thin and very chewy. So I'm gonna give this a try. It doesn't use any brown butter. So I'm hoping we can do this real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And of course, I'm gonna review it and let you guys know how it tastes. This recipe calls for 1/2 cup of melted butter. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave for about a minute to let it melt, and then I'm gonna let it sit off to the side to cool while I get my other ingredients ready. I think by and large, my least favorite part of making cookies is chopping chocolate. What I've learned that I really like doing is chopping it on parchment paper, so that way I can just fold it up and put it in the bowl real easy and then just throw it away, because I hate having to clean a cutting board with chocolate on it. That's so annoying. I'm usually a rebel and I just use whatever type of chocolate I want to use depending on how I'm feeling that day. But I'm going to actually follow the recipe today. So I'm going to be using milk chocolate and dark chocolate. These are what I have on hand. So this is what's going to be used. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know I do not like a lot of chocolate in my chocolate chip cookies. So I'm just going to use however much I feel is right in my heart. You do you. I cannot believe that I never have seen this recipe before. That's actually kind of crazy, considering how popular this recipe is. Have I been under a rock? So we need 150 grams or 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and weigh that out. Need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then this recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but I'm gonna use just like a 1/4 teaspoon, a little like a heaping 1/4 teaspoon, since I am using the salted butter. And then we're gonna move on to our sugar. It calls for 1/2 cup or 100 grams of regular granulated sugar. It calls for 160 grams or 3/4 cup of light brown sugar. Now that we got our sugar measured out, I'm gonna go ahead and add the butter and the vanilla extract to the sugars. Extract, add 1 egg. Stir this until it's well combined. I'm gonna add our flour where everything's combined. Throw the sheet away. Put this in the fridge for about an hour, and then we're gonna come back and scoop out these cookies and make some cookies. These are the thinnest cookies I have ever baked in my life. Like, they are so thin. You can almost see through them. What it's looking like. This is the back. Let's break it. That is a thin cookie. Not much really to that, huh? It smells good. My first thought is, I can tell this cookie is meant to be eaten at a very specific temperature. This is another one of those cookies that leans towards being too sweet for me, because it's so thin. You really do feel like, I feel like I'm eating more like candy than a cookie. And also the fact that this recipe calls for milk chocolate along with dark chocolate. I can't see myself making this one again. I'm just not a fan of really, really thin cookies like this. But I'm glad I tried it, because I think that somebody out there is going to really love this recipe. I have something exciting coming soon. Essentially, it'll be like a Rotten Tomatoes for cookies. So it'll be a database that contains all of the cookie recipes that I've tried so far. You guys have mentioned that you want me to create a Google Doc. And while I think a Google Doc is nice, I definitely want you guys to be able to put your input in to the actual database as well, because that matters so much to me. It's getting different perspectives of the cookie and how easy or not easy it was to cook, so that other people can be inspired and learn also from the things that we bake in our kitchens. So I'll be creating a database, and I'm gonna try to launch it within the next couple of weeks, so that we can kind of review some of the recipes that I've already done. And of course, as I'm doing more recipes throughout this series, I'll add them to the database and update it. And if you tried the recipe, or if you decide to try it after you watch the series, then you can go in and add your comments and concerns about the recipe. And I love reading you guys' thoughts about different recipes, Because it's amazing to me how we all can differ in our opinions on the same cookie, even though we, you know, all have our different preferences. It's very interesting. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that because I'm super excited to be working on this. I'm not a techie person at all, so bear with me as I figure this out. But stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Bye.